What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, alright, we're coming back to Disciple. Yes, indeed, Disciple fans, feeling you. Come on now. Here we go. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all the clicks and the likes and the bibbidi bop, do me a favor, before you do all that stuff, please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from John C. And John C. wanted to see me react to this song by Disciple called Once and For All. Now, have I heard the song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard the song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait, hold on, I've heard this song before, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This was posted by Disciple, okay? And the video has 33,000 views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Once and for all. I love the random capitalizations. Like, okay, maybe and shouldn't be, but the F for for, that should be. And then the all is. And man, whatever. I just find it amusing. We got Disciple up here. So yeah, I'm sure we're in the right spot. I hope. Look, this is the link I was given by John. So if we're not in the right spot, don't blame me. Blame John. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
Backing vocals.
I'm done with giving over. The weight is more than I was ever meant to shoulder. Only you can save this life.
Again.
So I'll come clean tonight. Every little secret
Only half.
that I kept in, locked inside my heart. Every single regret, every misstep that kept me in the dark. But now I stand face to face with the light of your grace, and the weight of all my shame begins to fall. Once and for all, you made right what I made wrong.
Okay, pause. couple of things to talk about real quick here. Number one, the drummer switching up pattern mid-verse. I like that. You know, and that second snare hit. I like that. I switching it up mid, well, not mid-verse. Well, yeah, it's actually mid-verse, isn't it? Yeah, it'd be mid-verse. Okay, cool. I like that. The second time around, coming out of the chorus, going back into the verse again, we played the first half of the verse. We got to the second half of the verse where we had the switch up, and we only played half of it before we just suddenly transitioned into the chorus. I like that. It was abrupt. It was sudden. There was no setup. It just dropped on us. And if the tempo of the song were faster, I would have a problem with it. I'd be like, that was without any type of setup or any type of, you know, notice. That just happened to us. Because of the faster tempo, I wouldn't have liked it. But at this slower tempo, it works. It absolutely works. I liked it. The other thing that's kind of selling me on the song is the backing vocals. The backing vocals in the background. The sustained, moving notes. I like that. It adds kind of a, I don't want to say a haunting quality. It's because it's not really haunting. How would I describe that? Ethereal, maybe. I guess, sort of. It's not whatever. However you want to classify that. It's nice. I like it. It adds some depth and it adds some body to the song. I like that. I really like that. What's happening with the guitars and the bass? Pretty straightforward. Pretty straightforward. Nothing I would say all that special. It sounds good. What they're playing sounds nice. It fits the song. But I'm not gonna sit here and go, oh, it's amazing, because it's not. It's pretty easy to follow. Vocally, lead vocals, it fits the song. It's fitting the context of the song. Again, impressive? No, but fitting. So, yeah, so far so good. Let's keep going here.
The weight of all my shame begins to fall once and for all. You made right what I made wrong. Once and for all. You put an end to who I was.
This sounds like it could be an ending.
All the shame that's in my soul met your grace and it's no more. Every little secret that I kept in,
Nice bridge.
locked inside my heart, every single regret, every misstep
breakdown
that
section.
kept me in the dark. But now I stand face to face with the
Predictable, but
light of
it
your
sounded good.
grace, and the weight of all my shame begins to fall once and for all. Once and for once and once and for
Starting with strings, ending with strings. Yeah. Yeah. I think the strings at the beginning sounded fuller than the strings at the ending. If I'm being honest, I think the strings at the ending sounded a little thin. But, I mean, it worked. It did work. Maybe a couple of the string voices. Maybe doubling, violins and violas. Maybe adding adding some cello in there. Maybe that would have been nice too. But no, overall, nice job. Very nice job. Let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Disciple with Once and For All. This was a request from John C. All right, before we go any further, we do have a couple of announcements we got to make. I'm making these announcements in every single video for the entire month of March. So hopefully we get as many eyes as possible on the announcements, so we'll help clear up any possible confusion as to what's happening with the channel, okay? So, announcement number 1, we are going back to the old scoring system. You guys have spoken, you've let me know that that is what you want. We put up the poll, and like 2/3 of the votes were, we want the old scoring system back. So that's fine. I got absolutely no problem with that. During the live stream that I did where we discussed what we were going to do with the scoring system, I did say that if we go back to the old scoring system, there's going to have to be some changes made to it. The reason for that is this. The main reason that people had a problem with the 5-star scoring system was there was going to be too much oversaturation of 4-star ratings. Too many bands, too many songs getting 4-star ratings. And listen, I agree with you. I absolutely agree with you. I saw that problem coming myself. Here's the thing. We already have that problem happening with the old scoring system. If you take a look at all of the scores I've given from the start of the channel up until current times, you're going to see that probably about 2/3 of the scores that I've given have been between the ranges of about 7.4 to about an 8.6, somewhere in there. Now, I know a lot of people right now in their heads are doing the math and they're going, well, wait a minute, that's 13 different scores. You know, that's not an oversaturation of one score. Sort of. You're kind of right. In a 5-star system, every single one of those ratings, 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, 4-star, 5-star, equates out to 20% of the possible scores, right? Well, you take those 7.4s to 8.6s, now that's 13 different scores, you're absolutely right, out of a possible 100 scores. So we don't have a 20% margin, we actually have a 13% margin, significantly smaller than a 20% window, and that's 2/3 of the scores I've given are fitting into that small window. So we are going to have to make some changes going back to the old scoring system. And the change is very simply this, folks. I got to be tougher. I got to be harder. I got to make it more difficult to get those higher rating scores. So how are we going to do that is very simple. We are going to refocus on making 5s the median ground. So everybody, I don't care who you are. I don't care what band it is. I don't care if it's baby metal. I don't care if it's Nightwish. I don't care if it's Pearl Jam. I don't care if it's Soundgarden. I don't care if it's Love Bites. I don't care if it's Bandmate. I don't care. It does not matter to me. Whatever band is going to come out on the channel, it's going to start at a 5.0. Now from there, it can go up in stock. And it can also go down in stock. But everybody's going to start at a 5. So that way, getting up into the 7s, it's going to be quite a bit more difficult to get now. Getting up into the 8s is going to be really hard to get. And I'm going to be honest with you folks, getting up into the 9s now, it's going to be pretty much impossible. If you get a 9 now, oh boy, did you earn it. So keep that in mind, folks, that we are going to go back to the old scoring system, yes, but there are some changes so we can eliminate that oversaturation of 13% of the scores. Announcement number 2. During the live stream, a number of people made the suggestion to me. The whole reason I went to a 5-star scoring system was to make things a little bit easier, a little bit simpler to, internalize and understand and comprehend what each score meant. So a lot of people were saying, well, we could go back to the old scoring system, but along with the old scoring system, why don't you also get some other types of scores that mean the exact same thing? I don't know why I didn't think of that. I really don't. I don't know why I wasn't able to think of that by myself. Listen, I am not omnipotent, despite the fact that I pretend to be sometimes. I don't know everything. I don't see everything. And sometimes it takes an outside perspective to put everything into frame and make things focused and crystal clear. So for everybody that did attend the live stream and gave that suggestion to me, thank you so much, because you guys really kind of put things into perspective for me. So we are going to do that. We are going to give 4 different scores that all correlate to the exact same thing. So we're going to give the numeric score, just the old school rating. We're going to do that still. We're also going to do a scale rating, a scale grade. So you're going to have your greats, your really goods, your pretty goods, your okays. We're going to give that as well. We are also going to give a star rating. I'm going to keep the star rating. We're going to keep it. We're going to utilize it. And I'm also going to give a letter grade for those people who just cannot seem to get their mindset out of grade school. So we're going to have numeric score, grade rating, a star rating, and a letter grade. Now, if you cannot take one of those four, at least one of those four, and interpret it and internalize it and understand what it really means, then folks, I'm sorry, I can't help you. There is absolutely nothing I can do for you. My suggestion, in all honesty, and I'm being dead serious when I say this, my suggestion for you would probably be to go find another channel to watch, because this is probably not gonna be the channel for you, okay? Nothing personal, I think that might be your best bet. So, that's the announcements. Now, let's get to the score, shall we? On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna give that a 7.6. Yup, 7.6. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, first things first, a 7.6. What does that mean? Well, a 7.6 would translate to a really good score, okay? It would also translate to 4 out of 5 stars, and it would also translate to a B+ letter grade. Not a B, a B+. So yeah, 7.6, really good score, 4 out of 5 stars, B+ letter grade. It all means the same thing. Now, how did I come to that score? So glad you asked. The songwriting, easy to follow. Had a couple surprises, if I'm being honest, and the surprises were appropriate for the style of song. I'm gonna use this one example. In the second verse was basically repeating, as far as the format goes, the second verse for the first half was repeating exactly what the first verse did. Okay, the first verse and the second verse, the first half of each identical, as far as their format goes, as far as their structure goes. And then we go into the second half of the verse where we switched up to the double tap on the snare, which I really dug, by the way. It really helped kind of change things up in a very pleasing way. On the second verse, the second half of the verse, they only did the first half of it. So they basically did like 3/4 of a verse, as opposed to the first verse, which was a full verse. I like that. I really do. And the reason being, the reason it worked so well, the tempo of the song. If we had been playing a faster pace, if we had been clipping along a little bit faster, I don't think it would have worked. I don't think it would have worked nearly as well. As a matter of fact, I think it would have been, for the speed, I think it would have been too abrupt. But because we were playing at this slower tempo, that abruptness, that suddenness, it worked. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna take it a step further. Not only do I think it worked, to some extent, I think it was necessary to kind of refresh and grab everybody's attention again. So here, surprise, surprise, is the second chorus. No, actually, not the second chorus. Second pre-chorus. My apologies. Second pre-chorus. No, I think that was brilliant. I think that was absolutely brilliant. Very, very smart. The tempo felt good. It gave a nice feel to it. The backing vocals, I kept thinking to myself, it's not haunting, it's not ethereal, it's something else. Something more powerful than that. Not haunting. Haunting is kind of eerie, and there was nothing eerie about those. It was empowering, which leads me, work with me here, okay? I'm gonna say, to some extent, this song is anthemic, and what makes it anthemic are those backing vocals. It kind of gives you that call to arms feeling, like I'm ready to pick up, whatever weapon it is I have, depending on the era that you're living in. I'm ready to pick up my armaments and march off to war. I mean, it kind of gave that feel. So I would dare say that this song is anthemic, and I like that. I definitely like that. Would I go as far as say anthemic as like Legendary by Skillet. No, I'm not gonna go that far. I'm not gonna go that far. But it definitely had anthemic feels to it, and that's completely thanks to those backing vocals in the background. I dug them. I absolutely dug them. Everything else about the song, very straight ahead, but very well done. Nothing about the drumming. I mean, the double tap was kind of nice. I like the double tap on the snare, but other than that, nothing else the drummer was doing, I'm going to say was impressive. The guitar playing, same thing. I'm not going to say anything about it was impressive. Same thing with the bass playing. I'm not going to say anything about it was impressive, but what it all was really good. Everybody across the board. Really nice. I didn't hear anything that sounded sour. I didn't hear anything that sounded out of place. I didn't hear anything that sounded like it didn't belong. I didn't hear anything that sounded sloppy or dirty. Everything sounded really good, start to finish. And I got absolutely no problem with that. Vocally, very fitting. I'm going to put the vocals in with that mix. Nothing impressive, but nothing that stuck out like a sore thumb either. Everything that he did with his vocals fit the context of the song. So, yeah, it's a solid song, man. Absolutely. And I thought they did a really good job on it. And that is why they're getting the really good score of 7.6. So, let's wrap this up in a nice, pretty bow, shall we? 7.6, really good grading, 4 to 5 stars, and a B+ letter grade. Take your pick, I don't care. Whichever one of those floats your boat. Final word, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hopefully I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, well then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for the night, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.